What is up, guys? It's Zach, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to be talking about the Nintendo situation with free free Melee, free Splatoon, and I guess just the Etika situation. Now, I'm actually going to be talking about more than just this, but these are the main highlights. Obviously, Nintendo has been screwing up. There's no way you can look at this and say, Nintendo's definitely within their right. With the Smash thing, that was a little more debatable, but with the Splatoon and Etika situations, definitely not. Now, I'm going to start off by saying what has actually angered me with Nintendo, because as you guys know, I haven't been covering Nintendo-specific content much. I'll talk about things I want to talk about, because Nintendo just doesn't appeal to me as much anymore. Talking about Nintendo has just gotten less fun, because more often than not, nowadays news with Nintendo is just negative. It's just not fun. It's just not good, because it's usually a lawsuit or just something Nintendo does that's shady, something that's like limited. Just Nintendo really rubbing people's fur the wrong way, and they've been rubbing my fur the wrong way for a couple of years now. And I guess I'll start with that. What really started to make Nintendo rub my fur the wrong way, and why I started really talking about Nintendo a lot less. And it's honestly just because of how money hungry they've been getting these past few years. Let's start off with the most obvious example, and that is the Nintendo Switch Online service. Sure, it's only $20. It's super cheap. But the fact that they are now charging for what was once a free service, and now they're going to charge money for it, but not even offer us a real reason as to why it is better than the free alternative, besides of the app, which is so stupid, and the free NES and SNES games. I guess the cloud service stuff counts too, but cloud saves should kind of be, in my opinion, native to a system, and you shouldn't need to buy in to having your saves backed up. That's just my own personal opinion. But now they're going to charge us for the service, and the only real thing that makes it worth the $20 is the NES and SNES games. But it's called Nintendo Switch Online, so we should be really focusing on having the online be worth the money. That's where the money and the value should be, not getting NES games or SNES games every 5 or 6 months whenever they decide to plop a couple out. It just doesn't make sense to me that is, like, what Nintendo thinks the money should, or the value should, where the value should be. And it's so unfortunate, because that's the first instance where I was like, wow, Nintendo's just very money hungry. And when it comes to their games, a lot of their games they have just made so that everyone can play it, which is another way of saying, oh, we want to generalize things. We want to make everything so casual, so general, so that anyone can play it. Anything niche that certain people like, that certain people find pleasing, like Luigi's Mansion, Paper Mario, it's just not good anymore. We have to make sure everything is for everyone. And that's just not how games should work. Certain games like Mario Party or the Mario Sports games or New Super Mario Brothers, yeah, sure. But the nicher titles like Luigi's Mansion or Paper Mario should definitely stay true to what made them great in the first place, and should not be broadened to make it appealing to certain people who would probably not have really played the games if they were like the original in the first place. So it's just kind of mind-blowing to me how money hungry Nintendo are nowadays, especially because they don't really do anything in terms of sales. Like Black Friday, I'll give Nintendo credit. They definitely had a lot of good sales. Or I shouldn't even give Nintendo credit. I should give people like GameStop and Walmart credit, but I'm presuming Nintendo has a hand in making those offers as well. But this year was great for Nintendo deals, but there's no other real time where you really see games go on sale Nintendo specific. Like Breath of the Wild is still $60, and that game's been out almost 4 years. Like, are you kidding me? Like, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still probably $60 in store, right? Like, that's a port of a Wii U game that also, the Wii U game came out like 7 years ago or 6 years ago. Why do all these games still cost so much? Nintendo doesn't drop their value. And I get it, these games are hot items, but you'd probably sell more if you had more sales. My friend Real Mango wants to get Breath of the Wild, but most places don't have it below $60. So it makes him not want to get it, because that's a 4-year-old game that's $60. It's not worth it. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. And the Nintendo Switch and how many flaws it has. The Joy-Con issue. Joy-Con drift is an issue, and the Nintendo's over here, talk about the lawsuit saying, oh, people are just overblowing the situation. It's not a real matter. What? The Joy-Con drift issue isn't, Like, serious? It isn't a matter? My left Joy-Con drifts. Well, first of all, my left blue Joy-Con doesn't even stay on the Switch. It doesn't clip on. So if I'm playing my Switch and I'm putting a lot of weight on the bottom, the left Joy-Con will start to slide up. So that's issue number one. But also, the left Joy-Con's left joystick, or the joystick on the left Joy-Con, drifts. It drifts pretty badly. So it's like, how is this not an issue? You are being sued for this. Like, that's how big of an issue this has become. People are buying this like $70 or $80 product, and it barely works. Like, that's just ridiculous. And then you get into these situations coming up, right? With the free Melee situation, the free Splatoon situation, the etiquette situation. Let's start off with free Melee, right? There's this tournament that's going on, and people, it's not like this is a tournament that happens every year where they're using this modification of Melee. No, this is specific to this year so that they can actually hold the tournament while being safe. So that they don't have to gather in a large hall or don't have to cancel the event altogether. That is why they're doing this. They're not doing it to be a rebellious tournament and break all Nintendo's rules. They're doing this so that they could be safe. So, if anything, this kind of a thing should be promoted. You know, and Nintendo's like over here like, oh, this is infringing on our copy, or on our, you know, on our stuff. And it's like, what are you doing with Smash Bros. Melee? What is Smash Bros. Melee? How is Smash Bros. Melee benefiting you at all? There's no new copies of the game being sold, so you're not making a profit off of the game itself. Maybe some tournament, you know, funds you're getting from, like, you know, certain fees that certain companies pay so that they can hold tournaments for Melee, maybe. But at the end of the day, you're still getting those fees probably if they're doing it this way. So I don't get why, you know, this is a thing. People want to play Smash Melee in a tournament, and the only way they could do it this year is by social distance. Well, not even social distancing, just doing it at home and doing it virtually online using emulators and a way to make it able to make you able to play Smash Bros. Melee online. That's just the fact of the matter. That's what you gotta do. Because Smash Bros. Melee doesn't have native online, which you can't blame the game for. It came out in 2001. But still, you know, like, that shouldn't be something that Nintendo should be really striking down. Of course, they're in their right to, because people are modifying a Nintendo game, and, you know, it's, like, under Nintendo, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just stupid that they're even doing this. This is one of those things that they should turn a blind eye to, or just allow it in general because of COVID. COVID is an absolutely, like, huge circumstance that is ruining everything this year. So the fact that you're taking away this for Smash players, the one event some people are probably looking forward to this year, being able to play in this tournament, and you're going to take it away from them because of some logistical, or not even logistical, some sort of stupid thing where you don't want a modification of Melee to actually play online so that people can actually play it safely, that is stupid. Moving on to the Splatoon thing. This one I'm a little less sure of. About why exactly it got, it didn't get canceled, but Nintendo's not going to publicize it. And apparently it's because people are renaming their names into, like, you know, things in support of the free Melee movement. And that is just absolutely stupid of Nintendo to do, to not publicize this. I get it, you don't want, you know, on your own stream to have free Melee up on the screen. But if you're not able to take that criticism and have it, you know, be able to be publicly displayed, if you are not good enough for that criticism, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, the fact that Nintendo can't even address the movement at all, and, like, they're just trying to block it out of everything, to the point where they're just going to cancel, like, broadcasting a complete tournament because of the fact that they're like, oh, we don't want this free Melee movement to get around. It's so stupid. It's just dumb. It's Nintendo being Nintendo. But the one that was the tip of the iceberg for me was definitely the Etika thing. There's a store that makes custom Joy-Cons that are Etika themed. They have Joy-Con boys on it. It's just Etika themed. And Nintendo have demanded that this place stop selling them. When did it become illegal for people to sell custom Joy-Cons? First of all, people have to buy Joy-Cons to make custom Joy-Cons, so it's not like you're losing out on any money, except I guess people are going to be charging a little bit more for custom Joy-Cons, but that's still not money out of your pocket, because those set of Joy-Cons you're being paid for anyways, so you're not losing out on any money. And not only that, but apparently I saw on a tweet the money being made, I'm looking at it now, the money made from those Joy-Cons, I don't know if it's all the proceeds or some of the proceeds, but the proceeds from those Joy-Con sales are going to the JED Foundation, aka a charity that specializes in mental health, which is what Etika died of in the first place. So now you're demanding a person who's selling Joy-Cons and donating money to charity based on Etika's death, and now you're like, oh, nope, you can't do that. Why? There are thousands and thousands of people online selling custom Joy-Cons. Why these ones? Is it because they're Etika themed, and Etika's a relatively not controversial figure, but, he's definitely caused a lot of stir-ups in the community, with a lot of his breakdowns and all of that? Is that why you're gonna put a negative stigma on mental health? First of all, pardon my French, that's fucked up. If you're going to, do this because of Etika's image and Etika's death, that's fucked up. If you're doing it because you think it might affect the sales of your Joy-Cons, like I said, it's not, because they need Joy-Cons to make custom Joy-Cons. It's not like he's making his own Joy-Cons. And when did it become illegal for people to make their own Joy-Cons? I mean, I have literally over here a set of third-party Joy-Cons. So I don't understand why they have to be taken down. It just doesn't make sense. Nintendo is just stupid. I am slowly starting to lose my patience with Nintendo, because they keep doing stuff like this. That just makes me think that Nintendo really is just a greedy, money-hungry company. Because when you make decisions like these and choices like these that affect charities that are specializing in mental health research and everything like that, when you're canceling tournaments because of people trying to be safe and trying to do whatever they could to actually let the tournament go forward, it's just stupid. Now, of course, Nintendo's had a lot of issues in the past with people who are remaking their games and selling them, or pirating their games, illegally. And, first of all, hold on, let me get into that topic. Some defenders of Nintendo say, well, ISOs or, having emulation is illegal because, that means you're stealing money from Nintendo. They're not buying their game. First of all, like I said earlier, there's no money going to Nintendo for copies of Smash Bros. Melee now. You can't get a new copy of Smash Bros. Melee, so that's not on Nintendo. Or that money's not going to Nintendo, so that's invalid. Secondly, most of these people... this is stupid. Most of these people who are emulating this game for the tournament have Smash Bros. Melee. It's not like these people are out here like, oh, I'm not going to pay money for Melee, I'm just going to emulate it. No, they have it, but the copy of Melee they have won't do anything. You can't play online with people. So this is just a way for people to play online with each other so they can actually hold the tournament. And then Nintendo's like, nope, we can't do that. You're modding our games. And then, of course, there's the whole Wood beat-em-up situation where he was quietly removed from Nintendo's partnership program or whatever it's called. And it's probably for a Zelda modding video. I mean, I don't really know if he updated on that situation, but it's probably likely if this is getting canceled because of a modded version of Smash Bros. Melee. He's over here modding Breath of the Wild. Of course he's going to get taken out of the partner program. It's just ridiculous, Nintendo. You're giving... first of all, the fact that it took you until, I think, 2018 to allow people to use footage of your games and trailers on people's channels, that's just ridiculous. That it took you that long to allow that. You had a whole Nintendo Pro... there's a program you had to join to be able to put up Nintendo content and get, only 70% of the revenue from it. Just... Nintendo... You are the most greedy, money-hungry company, I think. There's worse. There's EA and stuff like that. But Nintendo's not much better. Really, they're not. When they're doing stuff like this, it just makes it plain. And this is something I have always said in my videos. But people leave comments, back when I did a lot of coverage of Nintendo games, specifically directs and everything, and talking about what games they can show off at a direct. People, for example, Mario Kart 9, or just a game in general that fans are wanting, people will say, oh, Nintendo might do this because the fans have been asking for it. I've said this before for the past 3, 4, however many years, and I'm going to say it now. Nintendo is a business. the only reason they would care for what we want is because it would sell. And something like Mother 3, it would be huge for the Nintendo community, of course. But how many people would really buy Mother 3? Let's be real. Besides the diehard Mother fans, which again, how many of them are there? I know Mother 3, this is just an example. Mother 3 is a big deal. A lot of people want it. Heck, I'd even buy it for just curiosity's sake, even though I've never really played much of the Mother series. But, like, is it in their best interest? Will they make money off of it? That's where most of their concerns come in. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know this is a really disjointed, ranty, rambly video, but it's just disappointing to see how Nintendo is treating their own licenses and their own stuff, and just the audience in general. And it's a real shame. So, Nintendo, I just from my perspective, shame on you. Just shame on you. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video.